So Dan Campbell confirms that he took over offensive play calling during the Commanders game, which it turns out to be a W. Um, I mean, honestly, I think everybody had hunches. I know people was going back and forth about the hunches and just saying, hey, maybe Dan just having input or he always have the play sheet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. So I didn't want to in my post game reaction playlist. I didn't want to jump to any conclusion. So I mean, obviously, we're about to get the answer right here, and let's go.
Let's try something a little different, right? Let's try something a little different, right? Look, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. Now, that being said, this is a collaborative effort now. I mean, I was taking input from John Morton that whole time and the other coaches. So, hey man, what do you think here? Third down. All right, we get into this 3rd and 7 plug. Blah blah blah. All right, where are we at? Give me the. So this is, man, this is all encompassing. We all work together. Coaches did a hell of a job. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit. Let's just see if maybe a different play caller can maybe get us a little rhythm. That's all. And it honestly is nothing more than that. I know you're probably going to want to ask questions about, well, what about this, or I heard this. It's not that. This is a change. We made a change. It was good for the day.
When did you?
And then he said it was good for the day. And of course, I mean, we can go back to the comment where he kind of like jabbed John Morton when he said that maybe it's the play calling. I think he said that on Friday. Maybe it's the play callers. Maybe it's not the offensive line, because I didn't think he appreciated how John Morton threw the offensive line. How he threw them under the table. I didn't think he really appreciated that, honestly. So, with that being the case, I mean, it is what it is. People wanted him gone. And especially when you make a decision like this, it's hard to go back the way to the way it was, because any letdown from John Morton, any letdown, any shape, form, and fashion, if they go back to him, it's pretty much hard to go backwards. So, yeah, I mean, this is a tough here, and and obviously a team player. He preaches a team effort, a team collaboration or team effort type of guy. And he's gonna say, yeah, everybody had input and said this and said that, and we did this, and ultimately he deemed the fact that John Morton wasn't a capable play caller. I mean, this is the second play caller he got wrong. I really don't fault Anthony Lynn because he didn't have much to work with. You got to remember, when they got their first win, that was after they got Josh Reynolds, but ultimately he didn't get it right with Anthony Lynn. Ultimately, it doesn't like he got it right with John Morton. So, I mean, shit, it is what it is. Calvin Shepard looks to be the goods. And Dan, for a guy that people just thinks he's a meathead coach, it seems that he actually is a really good head coach, a football guy. You go in there and you can just call plays like that. That just lets you know he knows what he's doing. And he called a beautiful game. And we pulled those statistics up. They was 33 passes, I believe, 33 runs. 15 carries between Montgomery and Gibbs apiece, 15 apiece. He found a way to get J-Mo involved. He got Laporte involved. And I think what he seen was that John Morton was trying to keep everybody happy. He was trying to keep everybody happy and not make the simple play. And sometimes the simple play was Khalif Raymond. They probably look at him fun was like, look, Khalif Raymond is fucking open. I mean, they got Khalif open. We got to hit that. The runs were a little bit more diverse and a little bit more creative. Also simplistic. They haven't looked this they haven't had a rhythm this good all season. Even when they did that to Chicago, it didn't really look in sync. Even when they did that versus Baltimore, it was explosive plays, and it was something that his tongue spoke to life, which they were looking for: explosive plays, explosive plays, explosive plays, explosive plays. And of course, Dan's gonna need his input. These are his fucking plays. But he kept talking about, I want to get 10 to 15 explosive plays. And that's one of the things that worried me about John Morton. He was worried about the explosive plays. And you got coordinators like that. Let's just get the right play. He was preaching so much about explosion. So that lets you know they was trying to get explosive plays. Sometimes you just need to hit the right play, the most effective play. That's all Dan did. Dan was kept it real simple. Effective plays. They might not have had the 30-yard, 50-yard bomb, but whatever. It was effective plays, and they find ways to get chunk plays just off effective plays. He knows the players. He knows what they're supposed to do, what they can do. And, for the most part, they kept it simple. It was a balance. And I mean, if we go back and look, and like I said, I didn't catch the Minnesota game. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel like I missed anything. But it was the balance. You look at the balance today, 33 pass attempts, 33 run attempts, 35 pass attempts. If we go back, where do we at? To Minnesota. There was 37 passing attempts and only 20 rushing attempts. Look at that. And look at Minnesota. 25, 29, 25 passes, 29 rush attempts. So you're looking at them. You go back to the Buccaneers game. You know, 29 passes. Well, they did have 32 rushing attempts, so it was a little bit over. This was one of them funny acting ass games, though, to be honest with you. You know, see what else we had. The Chiefs game, yeah, I would expect them to be past happy in this game because of the injuries. So 29, 23, yeah, a little. I mean, that's fairly even, you know, for what they wanted in that game. So that's fairly even. We go back one more. Cincinnati, that's gonna be a fishy one too. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those fishy ones in my opinion. If we keep it all the way funky, this is gonna be one of those fishy ones. 24, 33 seed. But for the most part, they just had a great balance today. They had a rhythm in which they had a rhythm in which I haven't seen in a few weeks. So hey, let me know what y'all think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Everything is out the link tree on my other platforms. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.